It's like, we're going to be here, and we're going to be there, and we're going to be everywhere. I don't know. Was that a good Paul Heyman? You're gambling. John Cena's 17. The table, we're like, hell yeah. And then we lost. Like,
that sums up John Cena.
All right, we're on the way to WrestleMania. You're watching the Unwanted podcast with your host, Eddie, Max. Oh, that's not Max. Max and Darvis tonight. We got no TJ today, but we're still gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back. We're like Jey Uso. We're gonna run it back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, people don't like Jey Uso anymore. Like I said, we're officially on the road to WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber's over. Raw just happened, and we're nowhere closer to finding out what the hell's gonna happen at WrestleMania. Max, what the hell happened on Raw that was of note?
There was a lot that happened of note. Hey, Danhausen came back again.
So Count Chocula made his return.
Yeah, that's where I'm going first.
Count Chocula, did he grow on you?
Little by little, because when he came out on Elimination Chamber, I'm like, who the hell is this? I'm like, this is what was in the box? I'm like,
put it back in the box is what I say.
Return to Cinder.
Return to Cinder. But on Raw, we actually got a good surprise. I saw even if it was Triple H's mastermind man in the mask thing, we got to see Seth Rollins again, which is great.
Right.
And he got to stomp Paul Heyman, which I think a lot of us have been waiting for it to happen for years.
Bro, he stomped the
shit out of it.
Yeah.
Also, you know what's interesting is I'm pretty sure that what they were also doing was they were creating a parallel between when Seth hit the rest of the rest of Shield with a chair, because that's kind of, I think it was in the same place too. It was in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Indianapolis.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where they went with that. I thought it was cool.
I loved it. I think having Seth just we talked off the air, having Seth back in the loop makes you realize how important he is to the goddamn show, to the whole company. Without Seth, everything kind of falls apart, and he's the guy that's always been there. And I hate to say it, that's the guy. If you were to draft, your own wrestling company in the last 10 years, that's your number one overall.
Yep,
that's your number one overall.
That's your star player right there.
Yeah. With that being said, he still doesn't have an opponent. Now at WrestleMania, he's just gonna go bald. Darvis, who is it? Brock? Is it Braun? Is it what the hell are we doing here?
It might just be Brock. You never know, man.
No.
It could just be Brock. He could accept that open invitation, that open challenge.
I think, right? Remember, it was Paul Heyman who was parading Brock around, right? Yep. He's like, we're gonna be here, and we're gonna be there, and we're gonna be everywhere. I don't know. Was that a good Paul Heyman? Was your Paul Heyman? We hear Paul Heyman.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, damn!
My name is Paul Heyman.
Yeah, you even look like
Mr. Penguin.
No, but
you got to put that Gilbert Gottfried in your voice.
Oh, that's what the secret is.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, but with him gone, Brock should be mad. Brock might want to get his hands on the Architect.
Yeah.
Would you want to see that at WrestleMania? I think Seth versus Brock would be blockbuster, Darvis.
I think Seth versus Brock will be blockbuster, especially now that we're not getting Braun Breaker. So I'll take Brock Lesnar. But I also like the fact that they had a little attitude error moment when they was carrying Heyman to the back into the ambulance. And your guy.
Oh my God! Yeah. Oh man, I forgot about that. I actually forgot that happened.
So that was Jimmy, or who gave him the keys, or whatever?
It was. I don't know. He was already in the ambulance. So when they loaded Paul Heyman in, Jimmy Uso was like, "Don't worry, he'll get where he's going." And then he walks up to the window, and then there's LA Knight.
Yeah, bro, LA Knight, dude.
LA Knight's all over right now.
For all the shit that we give LA Knight, remember, it's just on the ring. The brother on the mic, and as a character, LA Knight is the shit, bro. For sure. So I don't know what's gonna happen there, but that's the beauty of it, right? Like they just anteed up the storyline. LA Knight versus What's left of the Vision, I think is good.
I mean, it'll just be Logan, I think.
Logan. Well, they got Austin Theory.
Yeah, but I think Austin Theory is somebody else's prey.
Well, I think
he deserves a match at all.
I don't think so either. But
I think the angle that they might try to do is a tag match: the Usos versus the Vision of Austin Theory and Logan.
I like that.
I like that too.
It would be dope if LA Knight was in there too.
Yeah. Maybe a special special guest referee.
No, he hates those guys.
I know he does, which is why it would make it even funnier when he does it.
Fair, but I think somewhere, if there was a happy medium where it was the Vision versus the Usos and LA Knight, it would be a great match. There's just nobody to play that third fiddle for the Vision.
Yeah, no. So you got to run just the tag. It's better to just run the tag.
I mean, I just was surprised that Jay even came out. I mean, I thought he was supposed to be like injured, like for real? Like not for real, but like, you know, for a little bit longer. And then he just came out like bouncing next week, bouncing all around like nothing ever happened, hitting people with crutches. Why was he even on crutches? He looked to be moving okay. Like what?
Wasn't selling a damn thing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe it was like this whole angle, right? People getting hurt, the masked man. It's really making me not have faith in Triple H, and I don't know, man. WrestleMania looks so blurry. I'm not happy. I'm complaining. I think the Usos and a bunch of CM Punk are telling us, literally, you guys, you and us, to shut the hell up and just enjoy the show. It's really hard to enjoy the show when it sucks like that.
But we should just enjoy it.
Yeah,
because you got to think they're pivoting on the fly as well.
Yeah,
if everything would have laid out perfectly, no injuries, certain people didn't get injured, everything would be fine. We wouldn't even be complaining like this. But you know,
yeah. But there's also an element to like, you need to have these things happen because they further the story in ways that people don't expect, because they already know where the line is going.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, the injury storylines are kind of getting stale, but like if you have a real injury, then I just want to see the effort. I just want to see the effort to keep the show going, keep the show fresh, keep it light, and I'm thoroughly enjoying where we are right now. It's not great, but it's not like the worst it's ever been. You know,
it's gonna be harder and harder to like not do the injury stuff. Or it's getting harder and harder to do the injury stuff correctly because of social media and because we know right away, right? Back in the past, somebody would get hurt, they would write them off TV with some sort of angle, and you wouldn't know. Like, you actually believe, like, damn, like Stone Cold got hit by that car, you know, back in the day.
Or Vince blew up.
Or Vince blew up. But you didn't know.
I haven't gotten there yet.
So if you want to comment, Max is watching Raw all the way from what was it?
Yeah, Netflix has this collection of Raws from 1993 all the way through present. They even have 2023 on there. 2020, or they have 2024 on there. 2025 obviously is on the regular Raw, but they have a Raw Vault where you can watch every single Raw from 1993 on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's playing catch up, but back then you didn't know when a wrestler was hurt or officially. Now in the internet, the same night you'll know, oh yeah, no, for real, he did have a concussion and he's in the hospital and blah blah. And to much people's chagrin, whatever Seth Rollins did that one time where he faked that injury, it pissed people off because, you know, like, we want to know everything, but that's kind of like the only way they could keep that kayfabe. Like, this isn't the TV show. This is not sports, where you're putting bets on stuff and you have to know whether or not somebody's injured or ready to go. But I'll make an argument for myself, Darvis, that you could help me on or against myself. Mm-hmm. Like in the NBA, right? Okay. When they tell somebody, hey, so-and-so is injured, they're not going to be at the game, right? So, like, let's say Anthony Edwards is out for this game that's coming to your town. You're a big Anthony Edwards fan. You're gonna be like, I'm not gonna go to that show, right? Or what do you think?
Well, I mean, it depends. If I've already bought tickets, and there ain't no reselling in where I'm from. I'm going, so.
But it does matter, right? Like if let's say a WWE superstar is injured, you're less likely to go to see an event if you know your favorite wrestler's not gonna be there.
No, I'm still gonna go. I'm personally still gonna go because
it's about the name on the front, not
it's
the name
about
on the back.
It's about the experience.
I like to think that it's one of those things where it is kind of like a show. So like you're going for the entirety of the show, and if one person is hurt, plus like you never know. The thing that's great about it is that there's a little bit of a secrecy aspect here. So when somebody gets hurt, you may still see them at that event you go to if they come out on crutches or in a wheelchair or even just like fake an injury, But with real sports, you're not going to see that. The guys that are injured will come out in like street clothes that look really funky, like.
Yeah, what is we can never NBA player can't buy a suit that fits them. Like that's like they always wear like the worst goddamn suits. I'm sorry, but anyways, that's like all the negative, right? So I always try to get the negative stuff out of my system first. The positive stuff that I saw, Grande Americano is probably the funniest, coolest storyline going. And I had an image. I'll pop it up right here, right now. Edit. Where it's Grande Americano playing, there's two of them. Darvis, you know that, right?
Yes, I do.
There's two of them.
There's only one real one.
There's only one real one, but they're in Mexico. The second one, I don't know who's under the mask. The second one is wearing a black mask in the USA, and the Grande Americano one, he's wearing the American colors, right? And then in Mexico, the same American one is wearing the black, and then the other one, the Ludwig Kaiser one, is wearing like the Mexico colors, and so it's weird. In the USA, in Mexico they switch heels and faces. That's the strangest thing ever. I've never seen anything like that, and I'm so interested on the big stage how it's gonna work out, like how people are gonna look at that.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I was thinking the same thing while watching Raw, and I went and I saw the post that you sent us, and I was like, edit there, and and I was like, yeah, that's really interesting, and it makes sense because like I'm pretty sure that Kaiser's is a little bit more popular in Mexico, and Gable's is just a little bit more popular here. I personally like Gable's Americano better,
and I, as a Mexican American, like it Ludwig's better. No, but
I do though. I do love what they're doing though. Is they're basically making him break his character, and he's speaking in mostly English, and when he speaks Spanish, he does it badly on purpose. Yeah, and I think that's really funny.
Well, they have that's the dope part of this. I think that's why this angle is kind of awesome for everybody. You just watched Raw from a long time ago. I don't know what year it was exactly. Blame me in the comments. When Bret Hart was over in Canada, he would get cheered. And then in the U.S., he was hated. So
right
in this little loop that they were doing, I remember it. He would do a show in the USA, come up with the Canada flag, talk smack about the USA, then go to Canada, do the same stick, and get cheered. Yeah. That's where like we get away from heels and faces and into some real life interesting stuff. I feel like that's one of the matches that's gonna have the most entertainment, right? I think. Go ahead, Doris.
How long do you think this mass Grande Americano segment will go on?
Somebody's gonna lose it at Mania.
Think they're gonna do a mass versus mass?
Well, they've already done a bunch of unmasking, like almost unmasking.
They did unmask Dragon Lee.
Well, he got unmasked, but they covered his face pretty quickly.
He was wearing like a lot of eye black. And stuff. But still, like sticking with the luchadors and all that stuff. But keeping this thing going, I called it. I think I called it. My shot. I threw it. Rey Mysterio versus Gunther. Bye-bye, Rey Mysterio.
Is that confirmed?
No, but
okay.
I think it's going to happen. He just beat up Dragon Lee and ripped his mask off, bro.
No, that's fair.
Doris, what is the most disrespectful thing you could do to a luchador in wrestling?
Take his mask off.
Right? That's mask is his life.
That's his identity.
That's everything. If you take a wrestler's mask, bro, you're gonna get it's on sight. Rey Mysterio's telling Gunther, it's on sight. That's what I'm saying.
And Gunther is gonna choke his little ass out.
No,
Yeah. He's gonna get choked out. He's gonna get hung. He's gonna get hung like he did to Dragon. He's gonna get hung like he did to Dragon Lee. Remember when he choked him out like on the apron, and then by the time he was done choking him out, he was basically just like hanging there.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
now my boy getting lynched on national television now. What the hell?
yeah.
Doing Rey Mysterio.
But you know
bad.
what? I think it would be good. I think it's good for the character. I think Rey. I don't need to see another Rey Mysterio match.
I don't really either, especially because we have a lot of good luchadors right now.
There's a lot, and he could take a back seat, like be like the mentor and stuff.
Yeah.
He don't gotta be the wrestler, but and then he could always come out of. I guess he can.
Well, I mean, he's already the only wrestler who's in the Hall of Fame and still active.
I
Right.
think he's also the only wrestler that's wrestled in 5 decades.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I think.
He's got to be what, 55?
Ray has wrestled in the 90s for sure. 2000s, 2010s, 2020. So 4
decades still.
Still pretty impressive.
Wow.
Very impressive.
Wow.
Super impressive. And who's to say, like, I would check the stats, but I think that's awesome. But it's time, Ray. It's time.
I think it might be.
And then speaking of a Mysterio,
Oh yeah. Please.
someone lost the title. Hey, it's very like Lucha Libre Raw, huh? Like everything is like
There's a lot of lucha,
century.
yeah.
Seemed like it. They had a nice. This was the best Raw that they've started with going into Mania.
Yeah, I would agree.
This was a nice start for WWE.
So what happened with Dom? Is he the champ or what's going on here?
He's done for. He's a Triple A champ.
He is
Triple A.
AAA Mega Campeón.
Damn. But the IC, we have a new champion. Hit him with it. Hit it. Oh,
Settle.
Miedo. Yeah, dog. I'm cool with it. I just don't like the timing of it. I think it was kind of an awkward title change.
You think so? I don't think so.
I mean, the match was worth it. The match was
good, yeah.
The match was well worthy of a transition of a belt. And also, you got to keep in mind that since Penta has come in to the WWE, he's been taken by storm. He's been taking it by storm and still never won a championship because he's always up against like Gunther, which, by the way, fuck you, Gunther. I can still take you.
He's still a foot taller than you, by the way.
He's still a foot taller than me. I don't give a shit.
You're gonna get choked out, bro. You're gonna get choked out.
He can choke me out, but I'm gonna get some good shots in.
Oh, you gonna get some good shots in? Okay.
I'm gonna get some good shots in.
I think
I'm gonna give him his own chop, and I'm gonna send him to the canvas.
bro, I sure as hell hope we don't run into Gunther at WrestleMania at some sort of bar or something, and then he chokes you out, and then I gotta do a weekend at Bernie's carrying your ass around all of WrestleMania. I'm not doing that, bro.
He's gonna say, "Come on, that's all you got. Come on, hit me harder."
In his stupid Austrian accent.
He's coming for you, bro. I'm sorry, you're gonna get choked out.
Yeah, whatever. Come at me, Walter.
1, 2,
Come at me, Walter.
Gunther's coming for you.
Yeah, you done.
Whatever. Come at me, Walter.
Well, aside from the show, right? So we recap Raw, Elimination Chamber. What about our road to WrestleMania? Are you guys still hyped? What do you guys want to do over there? I feel like all the fans, like if you're out there, you're going to Mania, please comment on this because we would like to interview. We like to talk to anybody, meet everybody that's a wrestling fan. If you're going to WrestleMania this year in Las Vegas, come comment right now. Where you staying? What you doing? What is there to do? Because right now, these guys are like virgins. They're virgins of WrestleMania. Let me just say that. And we just want to make sure that
I've
we
been
know.
to one WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes, you're right. You've been. But Max is a complete virgin.
I'm a virgin to all wrestling events. I mean, I've been watching for a long time, but
Yeah, but Max has yet to go to a Raw or a SmackDown or, any sort of big wrestling event. But he's a huge fan. So this upcoming trip is going to be really big. We're trying to go to Raw. The watch party situation for us is kind of intense right now because we really want to go to a watch party,
Right.
during this, during the nights of WrestleMania, but we really want to go to Raw. I have a big stake in like Raw after Mania. I always think is the most hyped Raw of the year. So, other than that, man, just everything that happens at Mania and Vegas specifically is off the chain. The people are awesome. What are you guys looking forward to? Like, what kind of experience do you guys want to have in Vegas, Max?
Well, the main thing that I'm looking for is just like they're kind of handcuffing us because of this watch party thing. Because like I want to be able to watch Mania, but then also go to Raw after Mania,
people, right? Like with watching it with people is like so hype.
watching like by myself in a hotel room is not gonna by ourselves in a hotel room is not gonna be as fun as going to a place where they're showing it on a big screen and there are other people that are interested or maybe even just passing by that get hooked in it. That's the atmosphere I'm looking for. And as WWE, you're taking that away from people. I just want you to be aware that you're doing that because it doesn't seem like you are.
The people of Las Vegas as well, they're banking on having all this revenue, and that's like the hype about having it in Las Vegas, bro. And they're kind of killing it by doing this. I just know from like being there last year, and everybody could attest that it was a great time to be at those watch parties. If you can't afford to go to WrestleMania, what are the tickets like right now, Darvis, to go to WrestleMania? Like, how much are they?
They like $5 and up
per night, right?
Yeah.
And that's excluding hotel rooms, excluding travel, excluding food. Who do you think is going to your shows, guys? Who do you think is going to your shows? Your shows, even if it's people like us, like we're well-to-do people and we can't afford to go to WrestleMania at the cheapest seats. Guys, crazy, guys. That's crazy. I think the watch party's going to come back.
It has to at this point. It has to at this point. Like how many people do they want to watch? Because like the people are gonna go, and then the other people are gonna pirate, so they're not really gonna make any money off of it anyway.
Yeah, I know. I aside from going just to the watch parties, the other event that kind of gets me really hyped is the WWE World. And to those, and I had never been to one, so when I went last year to the one that I went to, dude, it changed like everything for me. It's like, bro, take more. I know I spent a lot of money, but take more. Like, it was that dope.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went with Pompa, the guy that was with us on the last podcast, and it just felt dope going to the pool, gambling. You're gambling. Like, we had to put all our money on 17 because it was John Cena's 17th championship, and everybody at the table were like, hell yeah, and then we lost. Like,
oh boy,
damn.
Yeah, I know.
That sums up John Cena.
You gotta hit it like
that sums up John Cena's 17th championship.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The losing wasn't great, but the gambling was.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that is what it is. I am hyped and ready for the trip overall.
Yeah,
regardless of what happens. Man. I think that's the beauty of it, right? Like, I'm thinking about the trip. I'm thinking about eating at the restaurants and all the cool stuff that we're talking about. And the card doesn't matter ultimately. Ultimately, it doesn't matter because we're fans. And we talk shit, and we're here to be super hypercritical of it.
Yep.
But think about it. We love talking about wrestling so much that we're doing this podcast and growing a community with all these people that are checking in and tuning in. I don't know. I just want to say thank you to all you guys that are tuning in. Darvis, anything you want to say to people?
Thank you. Continue watching us. Yeah. Continue watching wrestling because it's only gonna get better in WWE.
What got you into wrestling, Darvis? I'm curious. We were talking about earlier how we want to dive in a little bit into how we got into this stuff.
I really got into wrestling. My stepdad. We both would watch wrestling together. And this was around the time when John Cena had first came. Randy Orton was in the mix. A lot of stuff was like happening when I was VHS recording
Oh,
Oh
okay.
boy.
I have some of those, and I looked at them, and it was like a mixtape of just every time Stacy Keibler or Trish Stratus would come on. So I was like, bro, what was I recording as a fucking teenager? But you know what I was doing.
I remember as a kid, I had one of those little. It was like a little magazine, but it had Stacy Keibler on the front. I'm not. It was like a. It was like a WWE magazine, like a pocket size, but you like flip through that thing, and then you can
Wait,
turn it.
you were still able to flip through that thing?
Yeah, yeah, through the pocket.
Yeah.
And then you turn it,
Turn
turn
that
like
bitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass.
You turn it sideways, and then you got the long view of them. Like damn.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you got a long view.
Had all the divas in the book.
The centerfold. Like
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, damn.
Okay,
so
I like how Darby's deviated from. Yeah, I used to watch wrestling, and then now talking about his like history of
Sticky magazines.
Hey,
Hey, but it's a good start, though. I think they did a good job to hook us in with the divas, the lovely divas of our childhood.
Yeah.
They're stunners. I think the girls are beautiful today, beautiful. But we had some bangers back then.
Sunny.
Nah, we ain't. Nah, I count her out. I count Sunny out because I don't know. She wasn't.
Well, that was really before they even had like
Divas.
straight up women, like female wrestlers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Sunny was cool, and she was beautiful, but she was only out there for that value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And she
Well-
was a good character too. That's the thing. So
Yeah, she was great. She was great.
yeah.
What? So you said that was you and your stepdad. You started watching it around 2000s then.
Yeah, like the
So you-
2000s.
so you
I'm
were-
a 94 baby, so.
So you definitely didn't catch the Attitude Era, did you?
No, I had to like go back.
So you're straight up like Ruthless Aggression.
Ruthless aggression.
Max, what about you? When did you start watching?
2 days ago.
No, I started watching right around the time that AJ came in. Right around the time Seth and Roman were
AJ Styles?
AJ, yeah.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, but I watched on and off from when Roman and Seth were doing their thing in the Shield. I watched a bunch of old stuff because I was a big Andre the Giant fan because I love...
Okay.
I actually watched The Princess Bride and then went back and watched Andre the Giant in wrestling just because I didn't know that he was a wrestler at the time. So that really got me into it. And when they moved to Netflix, that's when I became like a really hardcore watcher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the first... You're the first person I hear?
Because it was more accessible.
Yeah, of course. Like, to me, I watch it all the time. So when it was on Netflix, I was like, damn, like, so many new people are going to, like, be able to have access to it. It's going to be simple. Because for a long time, it was hella complicated to be like, oh, dude, I got to watch Raw on USA. And then I got to move to, what's the other one?
NBC.
Man, they was on TNT.
Sci-Fi.
They was on, what was they on? They was on
TBS,
TNT.
It was like...
Spike TV at one point.
Yeah, Spike TV was...
Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, so the reason that I really started watching again was because I heard that CM Punk came back. So I was just like, I need to watch some CM Punk. Yeah, that was me. And also, getting into the older wrestling now is giving me a deeper appreciation for where the WWF was and now where the WWE is going. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been I've had such a strange relationship with wrestling because I've been a fan and I've always been alone. Like, literally, like, doing all this is crazy now just to think that there's other people that like wrestling. I remember being in like second grade watching WCW, and me and my friend, he would call the house, and my mom's like, hey, this girl's calling you. And I was like, damn, who's this girl? It was like my little 7-year-old friend. Hey, Eddie, did you see Diamond Dallas Page did the Diamond Cutter on Sting? And I was like, dude, that was like what I'm doing right now. Like I was doing back then, just on the phone with the one friend that I knew that actually liked wrestling. Like I would have posters on the wall of Sting, and I loved wrestling. I loved WCW so much. When it came out, I'll play all the video games, man. Everything for me was wrestling. When I would talk shit in school, it was wrestling. Like I'd be like, "You shut your mouth and know your role." I would do all that stuff, like,
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
Because Eddie said so, bro. I remember this is gonna be a crazy one for like you guys that have the deep cut fans. My first time I ever got in trouble in school was for fighting. I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
Right? I was in the 4th grade and and this kid he kept punching me. We were playing tetherball. I ended up pushing him down. I don't know how to fight, bro. I'm like 8 years old. I don't know how to fight. The only thing I know is
I knew how to wrestle.
so
Pull out a Stone Cold Stunner.
no, because we were on concrete, bro. I didn't want to kill the guy, you know? So I knocked him down. And then I put him in a move, and we got called to the principal's office. And the principal was like, I see that, I hear that you got in trouble because you put a kid in the sharpshooter. and to me, I got mad. I was like, the sharpshooter lady? No. It's a scorpion deathlock. Let's get it correct. It's a scorpion deathlock. It's essentially the same move.
Right.
Like, I was a Sting guy, bro. I love Sting. So I definitely like corrected her there, but you know, that wasn't my thing, bro. Like later on in life and in high school, like I thought it was corny. I left wrestling for a little bit because everybody's
really?
Like,
That's because it is corny.
It is, Max, but just the same way it is with Marvel, and stuff like that. Now, bro, I used to get joked, like laughed at for being like, "Hey, you like Captain America? You like Spider-Man?" People used to make fun of me for that. Like when we talked about like being nerds and all that stuff, and how it's been cool, how it is cool now. Yeah, it was always cool. It was always cool.
It took other people longer to realize it than it took us.
And I think even like back then, since it was less accessible to get to different people, it felt like you were alone. So when I would watch the wrestling, I remember one of my uncles is like, Eddie, you gotta quit that shit. You know, you watching all those wrestling, you know it's fake, right?
Oh my God, right? The F-bomb. Oh my gosh, just get away from me. Don't come near me.
He literally was like, you know it's fake, right? And I was like, yeah, so is porn. But you still watch that. You still think that's real. You know, these guys, like my uncles would watch those Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and like that. I'm like, bro, that's faker.
Yeah,
that's faker than wrestling, and you know, just being like arguing with people all the time about that was so hard. I think when I turned like 22, I reached a state in my life where I was like a little depressed. Like I didn't work. I was constantly like just alone all the time at night. And before Twitch, you guys know Twitch, right?
Twitch, yes.
So before it became Twitch, it used to be called Justin.tv. And on that thing, they used to just live stream stuff all the time. And those live streams would have like copyrighted stuff. And one of them just showed, like you're doing right now, Max, is like just raw all day, streaming 24/7. So I would watch that. Oh. And it got me back into liking it. And then eventually it caught up to like actual time. And I was like, oh shit, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Was
you using dial-up when you was watching that?
No, actually it was still in black and white when I was watching it, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, no. But that got me back into it. And seeing when I came back in, John Cena was the guy. And
John Cena.
I think when you walked in, Darvis, I think that's when I got back in. This has to be, what era is this? This is like Vince McMahon is barely on TV. I missed a big chunk where Vince McMahon was always on TV. So like after the Attitude Era and before John Cena became the man. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think the first time I saw John Cena, he already had what's the song that he has now?
Time is now.
Yeah.
But he had a whole before that, right?
He did. He had two different eras, I think, before that. Actually,
I think you're rocking that era right now. You look like the Thugonomics. John Cena, right?
I look like a Thugonomics member.
Yeah,
Cool.
he went from Prototype.
Oh yeah.
To Thugonomics to Fruity Pebbles to the GOAT.
Okay, so yeah, so I caught it in that Fruity Pebbles era, and I thought it was. I'm like, bro, everything's dope except for that guy. And over the years, you guys don't notice this too. Like over the years, you start appreciating stuff, and it's not just in this light. It's like in music. Like in music, I've grown to like Aerosmith. When I was younger, I was like, man, fuck that band, bro. Like they're just a bunch of old guys and they're geezers and they suck. But you're older and you're like, damn, like why was I so ignorant? Why was I so dumb? But it's just the way life is. It's just the way life is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's everybody gets into things at their own pace. You know, I want to say that there's a certain group of people that really like to watch campy movies. They're bad movies, but you like them because they have that value, and that's how you start to look at certain things in wrestling. Because that it's dumb, it's corny, but it's done with a purpose. It brings people together, gives them something to cheer, gives them something to boo. And not to mention the fact that you can just watch because it's impressive to watch all these dudes jump off top ropes, all these women putting big boots in each other's faces. You know what I mean? It's fun to watch.
The second part sounded cool.
Right.
The first part, I'm like, no, but you're Max. I'm curious to know, like, as a connection part, because like I said, we talked about how we first got into it. We talked about what we like about it, but I have such a deep connection with wrestling, like I illustrated in my story. Is there any part of it that you're like, damn, like I like how deep our connection? Do you have any deep connection with wrestling like that?
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching was when, actually when I started watching, what actually that actually helped me to give you like a full point that I started watching. It was right when Cody Rhodes was coming out as Stardust. When he was coming out as Stardust, that is one of my favorite stories of all time, because not only was his dad screwed over, but then his brother got screwed over harder, and then he was just the nail in the coffin, and he decided to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And then he became probably one of the biggest faces that we've had in the WWE in the last 20 years.
That's such a great story. The whole
such
thing.
A good story,
and it's that's a good one right there, Max. I think I love your point. I love your story, or your anecdote, because it you're not gonna get this anywhere else.
No,
you mix reality, or you mix the real world story of a person with the character. Mm-hmm. When an actor is done with their role, you guys are gonna call it Tony Stark. When Robert Downey Jr. is done playing his role, when he say cut, he's not Tony Stark anymore. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to act like that or be like that or put so much of his own character. He could be anybody. Mm-hmm. But when it's Cody or anybody, they decide to like turn it off, quote unquote. It's harder. It's harder to do that, and I think that's a unique thing you're gonna get only in wrestling. That's only gonna like exist there.
Yeah, that's something that no media has. Actually, the way it was described to me for the first time was as like a live soap opera.
I love that. Yeah.
You're watching a live soap opera, and yes, if you don't like soap operas, you're not gonna like wrestling at first, but you can grow to love the over the top parts of it. You can grow to love the somewhat questionable parts of it, where the writing gets a little bit stale, we're in right now with Men in the Masks,
and that's again exactly why this exists. You're only going to get in wrestling. Yes, sports radio exists, and people could talk about, oh, they should be signing this guy or doing that or whatever, but in wrestling, like, we actually can affect the storylines. We are this, like, if we're not pleased with somebody or whatever, our voices actually have something to do with one. If we don't want somebody in a certain spot, it affects it. What we say does. Darvis, I need to
talk
go
to me,
bro, because talk to me.
Let me talk to you.
What got you into? No, sorry, not what got you. Is there any deep connection that you have with this wrestling?
So I'd say back in middle school, that's when it really started for me for like '06, '05, '06. I had a buddy. We would all every Monday we'd meet up at school.
Damn, that's dope.
We would our handshake was the crime time handshake.
What's the crime time handshake?
That's the bah, bah, bah,
Damn.
bah. We used to hit it every Monday, and then we used to talk about it, like, hey, did you catch the pay-per-view? Or we come Tuesday, did you catch Raw? And then we talk about SmackDown.
So the community part of it, like building that's so
you
can get that anywhere else, but it's like the fact that it's like our thing. That's dope.
It's the same reason I like watching baseball, because baseball fans are all about the community. I mean, obviously you have rivalries, you have, certain things that go badly, people act a certain way that gets somebody hurt or, even worse. But overall, when you go and sit down and watch a baseball game, people are going to want to talk to you. People are going to want to sit next to you. People are going to want to just talk about baseball. That's what I feel about wrestling. You go there, people are all there with the same goal, and that's to be entertained.
Yes. Bro, you know what? I get to experience for your first time being at this event, Max. Is that
I'm gonna embarrass you. I'm gonna be so fucking loud. It's not.
You can, bro. Like the fact that you are that.
Mm-hmm.
People, people are shy. For the most part, most people
on the rails.
So when you become that guy, people, like, if you know all the chants, like, you're not gonna get that anywhere else too. Like certain signs or with Oba, right? You do
dude.
Or Jay. That stuff is designed in a way that it catches on organically.
Yep.
Right? And people like get so hyped by this stuff, and when you're there, Max, if the crowd sucks, and I know this as a stand-up comic, and I know this as a musician, if the crowd sucks, you have a bad show. And you could play your greatest and you could make the best jokes, but if the crowd sucks, the show sucks. Nothing could be more influential or affect the show more than in wrestling if the crowd's not there. So yes, I want you to be loud. I want you to go crazy.
Are you blaming all of your bad comedy performances on the crowds?
It's always the goddamn crowd. I'm funny. You're not.
PSA, everybody, if you've ever seen Eddie's stand-up comedy, he hates you.
I don't hate you. You should come see me. Tell me to my face that I'm not funny. Yeah, see, that's called marketing right there. Tell me. But so we got community, we got the unique art of it all.
Also, you get connected to. Sorry to interrupt you, but you get connected to specific wrestlers too. I mean, you have your thing with CM Punk. I got my thing with CM Punk. I also have a thing with Seth and Roman. I also have a thing with John Cena and LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's one of those things where there's so many different aspects of the show that you can love. Nothing else has that.
The character thing is crazy though, because John Cena, the character, right? And I think this is one that hits home for everybody. John Cena, the character, always preached the hustle, loyalty, and respect. And for almost 10 years, the guy didn't turn heel. And he finally did. But it meant so much because he had done it. And all the charity stuff that he did is wild. He had over 1,000 wishes granted.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a hell of a lot of great work.
What was it with Make-A-Wish, right? Yeah, Make-A-Wish. Bro, that... I think that's to me the craziest part about getting fame is what you do with it. And these guys are going out there week to week, town to town. It's a hard job. So we sit here and we criticize you guys, but it's because we love what you guys are doing. Don't get it twisted. We love what you guys are doing. But other than WWE, you guys haven't ventured off to AEW or anything like that?
No, I haven't. A little bit. I dabbled with AEW. I know they're coming out here to crypto on the 15th.
Yeah,
but I dibble and dabble a little bit. I like that one dude with the glasses, Orange Cassidy.
Oh yeah.
He's a solid dude. Like he just hands in his pocket, just like
The hands in his pockets guy.
Yeah.
The hands in his pockets guy with the half-hearted kicks that he does. I think that's so funny.
It's hilarious, and that's the thing. The beauty about wrestling is that it's not always if you're taking it seriously. Like, there's an amount of respect that goes into it, right? I get it. And athleticism, but you just have fun, bro. Just have fun. These shows are going to be so crazy. My dream, I think now that I'm 37, I wish I would.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm 37, bro, and I wish if I could redo my life all over again, I would have just been a wrestler.
I feel you.
It's never too late. You see, LA Knight got in the game kind of late, and he's
Yeah. I was gonna say, and you see where that got.
He's slipping off the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I don't see Eddie doing no Bronson Reed type.
Ooh,
dives,
Eddie could fuck up a tsunami. Are you kidding me?
I could fuck up a buffet. That's about I'm not jumping off no top, bro.
Eddie would accidentally throw his opponent onto the table that was serving food, and then he'd go, "No!"
Yeah, dude. I don't. What do you mean, Darvish? So what do you see me doing then?
You're on the ground. You're like the giant. You're not even. You may do some small stuff like how Kane and Undertaker was, doing stuff like that. But you're not gonna be high flying and shit like that,
bro. I think a lot of people underestimate my athleticism, which is that's funny. It's cool. I like it, but I have gained a lot of weight since I was considered. When people go, "Oh, he's pretty athletic for his size."
Oh God!
Now I'm people look at me and they're like, "Bro, I hope he doesn't break his shit doing that backflip." I was there was a time where I would hang on from the rim, at basketball, and I would win bets all the time. They're like, "I bet you can't do it." I was like, "Watch." Now if I jump up to try to get the rim, I think my knees are gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're out for a week.
Yeah, I hope.
You just gotta train. You gotta train. Work the body out.
I'm gonna do a video where I just train like WWE athletes, do a bunch of different.
One of those old ads they used to do in the Attitude Era, where the guy would be working out and he'd be like, "You gotta want it."
Oh, dude, those commercials.
It was LCO or something like that. There were specific kinds of gloves for working out or for wrestlers or something.
No,
yeah,
I just remember, if anybody remembers this, is an old school fan.
Yeah,
it was Stacker too. It was like fat burners. And it was Triple H was a bunch of people would just work out. Get in the game, brother.
That's damn near 5-hour energies.
Oh yeah, that's all they were. That's
do a Slim Jim.
I mean, I love myself a good Slim Jim. Slim Jim sponsor our podcast.
Oh
bro.
yes, please. They're not a sponsor, but we want them to be.
Yeah, Slim Jim and some Rockstar Energy or whatever the hell is out there.
But also, I just also want to say this whole activity here has been, something I've always wanted to do for a long time. And so if you are watching, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
If you have made this long, we do appreciate you guys. We try to make those little those clips, just to entertain you guys. If you've made it this far, that means that you're a real one. If you're in the 20 to 50 people that are actually watching the full version of this, just keep in mind that we are growing, and eventually you're in the ground. You're in the ground floor with us.
Yeah,
this whole little setup, the way it looks, Max is over there with my guitar in the back. Darvis got his title from.
I want you to be down with us day one.
Darvis has his Timu title over there behind.
Ooh, that sounded like a challenge. Sounds like we got a match on our hands.
So overall, this thing is just gonna keep rolling. I love working with Darvis. I love working with Max, TJ, Pompa, anybody that is a part of this. And if you want to be on this show, you want to come on and talk to us and be a part of this.
Who cares? We don't want you.
No. We'll take requests. We'll take requests. We're local. We're in LA. We'll do a little meetup. Hopefully soon. But that's all for today, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
See you, everybody.
Yeah.